Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, June 7th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. I'll start off with marking up liquidity and then we'll go from there. A couple of things to update here. I think we are good to go. There's a few things down here as well. I wish there was a faster way to just have everything automated when going live, but so many settings I have to check off every morning. All right, looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, June 7th. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. I'll give a few more moments for people to make their way in, and then we will get started shortly with our analysis for today. Let me check the calendar real quick. I want to see if there was any news this morning. I don't think there was, but would like to see. Hey Hussein, how's it going? Morning Hussein, morning CJ, morning Karen, morning everybody. Today's June 7th. So there's one pre-market news trade balance at 5:30. It's nothing crazy, but it was a news event. Over here at 5:30, so I'll just mark that up first. There's the markings here. All right, 5:30 low impact news right there. And I think that is it. There's crude oil at 7:30. I think that's it for the news. All right, crude oil inventory is at 7:30, and I think that's it. Let me check my FX book real quick, make sure. Used car prices at 610, not huge news, but I will just mark it up just in case. 610 is just right now. There. Oil news at 7:30, and that's about it. All right, so that's pretty much all the news for today. Looks like the majority of you guys, or at least half of you guys, are here so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and start marking up the liquidity. So good morning, everybody. If you guys are just joining the room, today is June 7th, 6:25 right now. Market's gonna open in about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark up. I'm going to mark up areas of liquidity. All right. It's a daily right there. Daily right there. Couple more. There. So I mean, we'll see. There's not really much news going on today, so we'll see if like the market's volatile as it normally is. But if not, then we're just gonna play it by ear. It's 8-hour liquidity. Let's go down to 4-hour. It's pending. Let's go down to the 2-hour. That's pending too. 1-hour. $30-minute. So we got hit. $15. So I'll have to go back and check that one because it's too close. It might be invalidated by the time price gets there. And lastly, 10-minute. So you guys will see here that there's a lot of liquidity that's popping up because the market's been pretty rangy. When the market's rangy like this, you get a lot of like you get a lot of zones instead of like what we typically have. Because the market's so choppy, it's so rangy that it's hard to see prices actually go in that direction. So all right, guys, market's gonna open in about 1 minute. So good morning, everybody. Let's take a look at overall bias real quick. Looks like everything is kind of bullish right now for the most part. Looking over here at fundamentals, fundamentals are currently neutral but bullish. And sentiment over here is currently 52% short. So it's pretty much neutral right now. I don't know if there's going to be much. Yeah, it might be kind of tough for us to get the full 300 pips. So I might, again, go for like 100 pips because 300 is a bit kind of pushing it. If price does get to that point, I'm probably just going to go for 100 pips, guys, like I did yesterday. Because, I mean, the range here is just not strong enough. I mean, the direction, like the volatility here is just too slow. So I'll follow the 300, but I'm probably going to go for 100. There goes opening bell, guys. We have a bullish bias, so if we have a sell down here, I might look at it, but I'm more inclined to take a buy here. Let me check what the upper zone is. Yeah, because that upper zone is a 1 minute, it's a 1 hour liquidity. This is a 15-minute liquidity, so it's a little weaker. This is a 1 hour liquidity up here. So just be careful if you guys are looking to take entries. If it hits the bottom over here, I'm probably not going to enter right away. I'll probably look for it to push down to the next level and I'll go for 100 pips. But I'm probably not going to enter it right away because this is a 15-minute liquidity in comparison to the 1 hour liquidity here. And the technicals right now are bullish. Fundamentals are slightly bullish. And the retail sentiment is neutral, but it's also more on the sell side. So just keep that in mind. So as you guys can see, the volatility here is not high at all. So as I mentioned, guys, if price comes down and hits this liquidity, I'm probably not going to get in right away. I'll probably wait for it to push down to the next level here. I'll get in between to get a quick 100 pips because 100 pips isn't that much. It's pretty small in comparison to the full move. This is 100 pips right here. So we'll see where this goes. Still no touch yet. Looking at price right now, price is currently dropping. I'm not in this liquidity push yet. I'm looking for it to drop to the next level. I'll probably take it for a little push, but right now I'm not going to take it because the bias right now is somewhat bullish. Volatility is too low. I don't know if this thing will hold. So I'm not in this sell right here. As I mentioned, you can see price is kind of like faking out a little bit. If I'm going to get into it, I'm going to get into it like later down here. And I'm just going to get in within the move. But I'm more inclined to take the buy here if price does push up. So we'll see. Still not in it. I'll let you guys know if I hop in. Let's see. I'm going to hop in for a little bit here for 100 pips. Full TP. All right. So I got in for 100 pips right here, guys. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I waited for price to get down to this area. Liquidity did hit this area right here. I didn't take it for the full move. I just took it for a partial move to the next level. So I give you guys a heads up. I was going to do that. Did that full TP, locked in 2020 off that trade. So if you guys took it, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. Just wait for the next entry. So as you guys can see, these liquidity pushes, they work. It's just you have to really analyze it to determine, what direction price is going, because right now there's not really much of a bias. As I mentioned earlier, technical bias here was bullish. Fundamentals were slightly bullish. Not very strong, but they were slightly bullish. They were up like 28 points. Now they're down 22 points. So they're pretty much neutral right now for the most part. And then lastly, retail sentiment over here, it's pretty much neutral as well. Nice. So William over here caught it as well, caught up 480 off that. This market that we're in, guys, it's very choppy and it's not very directional. So it's hard to really determine the direction. Like, as I mentioned before, the strategy still work. We just have to adjust TP stop loss. So what I did here is I only went for 100 pips. So I'm not in the position anymore, guys. Went straight to my TP, blasted right through, and then I got out. Some slippage, of course. I'll show you guys my profits right here. So you guys can see how price is kind of going back and forth. This is why I don't want to hold it for the full move. So I only caught it for 100 pips there. That's pretty much all I got it for. Hopefully you guys caught it too. If you guys didn't, it's okay. Don't force a trade and don't enter late. The trade's pretty much done with, guys. So if you guys are not in the position already, don't enter it. It's too late. So I'm just going to go and put my the markup here for what I took so that you guys can see what happened to my chart. Oh, there we go. All right, so I'm just gonna go over here real quick to take the screenshot of the trade, and then move forward with this. So you guys can see the market is not moving very smooth at all. This was kind of expected. We were anticipating this from my analysis, and it's pretty much doing what we expected. So guys, every morning, just make sure that you listen to my analysis because I'm pretty spot on with this. Like, I had a feeling this was going to happen. Played out perfect, and that's where I made my profit. So I'm going to go and take this off real quick. Take this off so you guys don't think I'm still in position. And then here are my profits for that trade. So you really got to analyze the market to see how it's moving for the day. This whole week's been kind of dead. So it's a little harder to catch these moves. I'm going to clean this up, or I'll leave it up for now. And we'll keep looking around and see if there's anything here. So I'll go and just make some adjustments here. Gion's asking if that is a double body at 632. Yeah, it was. So that was a double body right there, Gion. That would have been a V1 variation that you guys could have taken on the way up. That's one that I probably would have taken too, but it's all good. Because I was looking for buys to begin with. Anyways, price is coming back down right here. If you guys are still in the position, looks like you guys are back in profit. I'd probably move your stop loss in profit or pull out. that's, you know, right now it's just a little risky right now to be holding on to the position. But if you guys are still in it, I'd recommend either pulling out or moving your stop loss and profit. I'm already out, so you guys can see my profits right here. It locked in 2020 on my first account, 1,920 on my second account, 660 on my MFF number 1, 660 off my MFF number 2, and 660 off my MFF number 3. So just went for 100 pips. MFF gave me partial profit per usual. And then my FTMO gave me full profit, some slippage on my second account, but not too much. So yeah, if you guys have profits post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, we will continue looking for more entries here as price continues to move along. So got that right there. That was a quick profit too. I'm glad I went straight to my TP because I wouldn't want to hold it for too long, especially with this ranging market. As you guys can see here, I'm going to mark up the clean chart. So here's a clean chart right here so that you guys can see the range. Price is ranging pretty hard right now. Opening price was right there. All right, so here's a clean chart. You guys can see where the range is happening, right? It's a pretty big range. It's like a back and forth range. It's not even like a smooth range. It just goes back and forth super quickly. So this is why I wasn't really confident with the full move for the liquidity push today, because this obviously you can see how price is bouncing off. You can see exactly where price is bouncing right here off the blue line, which is New York open price. So you just got to be patient, guys. Wait for some sort of bias to come up. There's just no bias right now. The bias right now on the technical side is bullish, but everything else is kind of neutral. So price is pushing back up. This is what we were looking for, actually. Well, my full TP just hit right here on odd USD, made about 300 off this trade. So as you guys can see, I still trade Forex, but this is my Forex.com account. This is my live account on Forex.com. I like it because I can trade directly on TradingView. So I just hit a full TP right here. Odd USD kind of moves in the same direction as US30, so that's why I like trading it. Odd USD and Euro USD. So that's why I typically only trade this with Forex. And it's bullish just like it is here. So that's another reason why I was looking for a buy here for US30. All right, let's see. Yeah, Rick said got the V1 too. Love the idea of getting done in one trade per day. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, Rick, if you think your consistency is with one trade a day, then just stick to that, right? Stick to what works best for you. There's no need to copy whatever anyone else is doing. If someone's taking like 10 trades a day and they're doing well, that's great because that's how they trade. But I wouldn't necessarily portray it onto yourself, because I see a lot of people mess up in trading because they try to copy what other people are doing like exactly, and it just doesn't fit their trading style. So yeah, if you're good with one trade a day, Rick, I would just keep the oh fuck, I just realized the upper liquidity just hit. Yeah, I just saw your message kind of. Yeah, so this is the upper liquidity that I was waiting for right here. Looks like it went straight to TP. I totally forgot that it was right there. So this is the liquidity that I was actually waiting for. I was waiting for this here to play out. It's all good, I missed it, but I already made profit on the last trade, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, but it's still pushing up too. This would have been the liquidity that I actually wanted to take. So it looks like it's pushing up. Yeah, I got full TP too, 300 pips. So this is the one that I was waiting for. The one down here, I told you I was going for 100 pips, but this one I would have went for the full 100, for the full 300. That's all good. I'm okay with my profits off that first one. So, but it would have been nice. I would have made like 6,000 off this trade if I went for the full move. Because it's like ×3 of what I made off my my original account. It's cool though. Wait for the next entry. So guys, this is why bias is important. So if you guys remembered from this morning, I was mentioning I was looking for a buy here because the technicals here were all bullish, right? The fundamentals were like somewhat bullish. Retail sentiment here is pretty much neutral, but we had some sort of bias there. The bias was bullish. So for the liquidity push, the sell was okay if you're going for 100 pips, but this is where I wanted it to go because this is the 1 hour liquidity. This is a stronger liquidity. This is 15-minute, this is 10-minute, this is 1 hour. Obviously, this one's a lot stronger. So yeah, Kevin said I was looking at that too, just scared to take since it was ranging. Yeah, no, exactly. I wasn't paying attention to it because I looked at my odd USD, but it's okay. I still have my win for the day off the earlier trade, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier, like all these strategies work perfectly fine. You just have to make adjustments due to market conditions. If the market's not volatile, you go for a smaller TP. If the market's volatile, go for the full TP. So if you guys took this here, great. I'm not going to count it as a win, even though we did identify and we were waiting for it, but I'm not going to count it because I didn't take the trade. I'm only counting the trades that I'm actually taking and the trades that I have profit to show for. So I didn't take this trade, no profits for me on this trade, but I do have profits on the last one. So if you guys have profits to send in, go ahead and send them in. I'm taking a screenshot of my profits as well, and I will post them up shortly. That was a nice move though. It's always good to see the analysis play out, even though I didn't take the trade, so that in the future trade, I'll be confident about it, right? So if you guys are identifying trades, it's okay to call them out, because if you call them out and they play out, then you're going to feel good about taking the next one when it does come out. So there we go, liquidity up top, temporary liquidity down here. And it looks pretty solid. Yeah, Rick said you could eat off a liquidity push strategy all by itself. LOL. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, that's typically what I've been doing, Rick. Like all of my trades for the past couple of weeks have been mostly liquidity push. The high-low scalp, the high-low momentum scalp still works. It's just that the market's so choppy that it doesn't come up as often. And if it does come up, there's usually like a problem, like the candle's too big or it's not a smooth direction. And it's just, something that you want to hold off on. But liquidity push, you can literally eat off the liquidity push. That's like the only trade that you would want to take if you want to take like one a day. So nice. Sutton caught the V1, got the top liquidity. How's bias, Sean? Bias is bullish right now. It's bullish neutral. Overall bias is bullish though, because well, I mean, retail sentiment's not useful for us. The fundamentals here are somewhat bullish. They're not very strong. They're 50 points. They got to be 100 points to be very strong. And the technicals here are all bullish across the lower time frames and the higher time frames. So you can tell it's bullish because price is above the pivots, trend meter is green, and the pivots are all angling up. Yeah, so I mean, we'll keep looking for entries here. There's nothing for us to take right now at the moment, but our bias is somewhat bullish right now. So we'll probably be looking for buys if possible. So let me post some of my profits real quick. All right, guys, so here's my first account locked in 2020. This has a green strip, my main FTMO, total profit of 2020 here. Here's my FTMO number 2, got some slippage here, total profit of 1,920, just some slippage, but pretty much full TP. Here's my MFF, total profit of 660. MFF number 2, total profit of 660 as well. And my MFF number 3, total profit of 660 right here. So pretty decent profit, nothing too crazy, but decent profit for the liquidity push, going for 100 pips. Here's Kenny over here, total profit of 1,620 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Kenny. We've got, let's see, we got Maddie over here, total profit of 555 on his first account. Total profit of 1,110 off his second account. And for the week so far, Maddie's up 2,970 first account. Second account, total profit of 1,560 for the week. Nice work, Maddie. Killing it. See, there's a high-low momentum scalp that's coming up right here, guys, but the candle looks a little big, so I don't know if this is one that I would necessarily take. Yeah, the candle looks a little too big. So you can measure the candle while it's active, and you guys can see right here that the candle is bigger than the stop loss. So I'm not going to take this trade here. I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm not going to take it. It's just too big of a candle. It might have to retrace off that. Here's Kenny, 1,620 for the day, all wins. Here's Barty over here, total profit of 490 for the day, all wins as well. Nice work, Barty. Killing it. We got Nathan over here, total profit of 3,530 for the day, all wins here. Nice recovery, Nathan. You made it right back from yesterday. We got Maddie over here, 550, second account, 1,100. We've got Kenneth over here, total profit of 2,120 on this account. Nice work, Kenneth. And his second account, total profit of 928 for the day, all wins. So great work, Kenneth. You did pretty good on that one right there. Solid profits right there. We got Andrew over here. Said you got the V1 hit retracement and pending order on the top liquidity. Done for today, doesn't want to risk anything else on the sideways market. Pretty good idea, Andrew, if you're good for the day. So today he locked in a total profit of 2,385. Took a V1, liquidity to the top side, liquidity to the bottom side, full TPs. Nice work, Andrew. We got Vincent over here, total profit of 580 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Vincent. And we got Chow over here, total profit of 2,020 on this account, all wins. And then he took another trade over here, total profit of 4,120. Nice work, Chow. He took liquidity on both sides. Took the bottom liquidity, took the top liquidity, full TPs, green strips, total profit of 4,140. So killer day right here for Chow. Nice work, guys. And then we got Natasha over here, total profit of 227 for the day, all wins. So you guys did pretty good. I mean, we've only been on this live session for like 17 minutes. You guys did pretty great to kick off the session. Let's see if we can find another entry here. We don't have anything yet, but we'll try to look for one here if we can find something. I'm gonna step away for 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna grab some water. It's getting kind of hot in my office. I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second. All right, guys, I'm back. Let's see if anything happened while I was gone. Literally nothing happened. Price is still going sideways right here. Let me go to markup opening price real quick. Yeah, price is just rejecting off New York Open right here. As you guys can see the blue line. There's not really much going on at all. See where the rejection is happening from right here. It's rejected off New York Open price about 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And it's coming back down. Pretty trash, but it's all good. Let me see. There's a question over here from Rick. Rick's asking if there was a V1 at 843. 843. I'm assuming you're 2 hours ahead, right? So 643. There's actually I don't even see anything here for a V1 at all. Rick. Yeah, I don't see any V1s. There's a high over here. There's no V1 because there's no double body or double wick. And then I don't see one down here either at 646. There's no double body or double wick there, Rick. So it's got to be a double body or double wick. That's what a V1 would be. But there's not one here at all. Yeah, no problem, Rick. Yeah, I know, Maddie. Let's see, Daniel said bias someone bullish. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't see one over here. All right, so let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Satya said, thank you, Shine. I wrote about the top liquidity quickly, but you're occupied. Yeah, no, it's all good, Satya. I'll take the next one when it comes up. All right, we got a higher high here that's starting to develop. We got the new higher high right here. So the range is just getting tighter. As you guys can see, it's still ranging, but the range is just tighter. So if you look closely, this push to the upside was just like a huge manipulative put. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, the push to the upside was just like some manipulation, right? Price just it's been ranging down here. This is like the actual level where price is supposed to be at down this area. Price just got manipulated up here, faked out, and then it came right back down into this area. So we'll see, you know, what happens here, but the range is now down here at the moment. It's easier to see here on this clean chart. So I'll keep like a separate chart that's clean so that you guys can see it better. But yeah, there's just nothing for us to take here at the moment. I'm looking for some high-low momentum scalps. In order for us to get a buy here, we need to have a lower low. We don't have a lower low right now. We have higher lows. We might get one soon if price drops a little lower. So there's just nothing to take right here at the moment. Liquidity over here got knocked out already. So I'm going to go and clean this up. Clean this up. Clean this up. Next level of liquidity is going to be down here. So it's pretty far off, if you guys can see. It's not super far, but it is a bit far off. So the next level of liquidity right here is about 600 pips away. The next liquidity to the top side is about 1,470 pips away. So yeah, nothing at the moment. Vince said V1 variation at 643 or 653 actually. Yeah, it looks like there's a V1 there. It's too late for me to enter though. Yeah, so it looks like there's a V1 that came up right there. It keeps rejecting off opening price. So you guys can see over here that opening price is like the area where it's having trouble getting past. Right there, that blue line. So there's a V1 right there. There might be a high-low momentum scalp that might be coming up soon too. If, or actually price already broken close past it. Never mind, take that back, guys. There's a lower low right here. I was looking for that buy signal, but this candle actually broke and closed past the pivots 1 and 2 right there already. There goes the V1 as it pushes through. See if it goes to its full TP. So it's almost there. It's having trouble getting past the opening price. You guys can see the blue line right there. The blue line is really where it's having trouble getting past, which is New York open price, which is normal. You know, these areas here that have horizontal lines, this is typically like an area of manipulation. So it's pretty much normal for it to have trouble getting past those areas, the blue lines and the pink lines. Basically, any of these lines that go horizontal, you're going to see a lot of market manipulation there. Let me check the sessions as well. So there's no sessions there, but I mean, there's a sessions right here. So there was a sessions below it. And that's just another area of manipulation. So there's no high level momentum scalp right now. This is just the V1 that Vince mentioned. I don't know if anybody took it. Looks like Satyam caught it he caught it earlier. He just got in and out. It's kind of tempted to hop into it. But it's just, I don't like how the market's moving. It's just in this area where there's a lot of manipulation. I don't like trading around opening price because typically you'll see this where like price gets stuck. It's going to try to get in for maybe a partial if possible. But we'll see. I'm thinking about it, but it's just too messy of a move. Let's take a look at the overall bias real quick. So short-term bias over here it's kind of like neutral right now. So it's not really bullish. I mean, it's still somewhat bullish. The 10-minute is obviously bullish. The 5-minute is somewhat bullish, but it's not very strong. Higher time frames over here are also bullish as well. As you guys can see, prices above the pivots, trend meters green, pivots are angling up. So bias for technicals are basically bullish for the most part. Fundamentals over here, let me see what it's looking like. Let's see. All right, cool. So I actually got into the position, guys. I didn't want to tell you guys to enter it because I thought it was risky, but I just entered it. I felt like it was going to push up at least that TP. When price came down right here, I put a pending order and I just took it, but I'm not going to count it as a trade. I just saw bouncing around this area. When I saw the rejections off the sessions right here, I was like, okay, it has to bounce up at least a little bit to hit TP. So I put a buy stop right there on my MC4. It's not going to count as an official trade, so don't worry, guys. This is just my own speculation that I decided to take. And I just took it for a quick TP. I just took it, filled, hit my TP, full TP. I got some slippage on it, locked in 1,860, but it's all good. So there goes the V1 variation. Again, this isn't one of the official strategies. That's why it's not one of the ones that I'm counting. If I do tell you guys I'm going to take it, then I'll count it, but I didn't tell you guys I was going to take this trade. I just took it on at my own will. And you can see how this candle here is moving crazy, right? That's the reason why I didn't want to tell you guys to take it, because I had a feeling like this whole area right here is a bunch of manipulation. So if I take all the indicators off, for the most part, let me just take everything off except for the sessions. So sessions and the zones. See how there's a bunch of lines right here? This is a huge area of manipulation. Look where price is, where it's stuck. It's having trouble getting past the blue line, the pink line, and the purple line right here. So this whole area right here is just a straight area of manipulation. That's why I didn't want to tell you guys that I was taking it, because the last thing I wanted for you guys to do is take a trade and then either get in too late or get in too early and then get caught in this position and not be able to get pulled out. Obviously, I know what I'm doing. So like I was able to put a pending order there, get in and out where I needed to, because the TP was like, literally right there. And that's where I took it with you guys. So looks like some of you guys here took it. Vince took it. Natasha took it. Satyam caught it. Yeah, a lot of you guys here caught it. So I'll post up my profits here as well for that following trade. That's crazy. I'm just looking at my MFF. MFF gave me like crazy, like barely any profit. Let me see. They gave me like 200 bucks off that trade. That's crazy. That I'm getting super annoyed with MFF, but it's okay. I mean, they're still paying me out, so that's all that matters. But it's crazy how much slippage I'm getting with them. Oh, sorry, wrong one there. Delete this. So I don't really recommend MFF to anybody right now. I mean, they're fine, but not necessarily one that I would recommend for the most part. Anyways, there's no entries for us right now, guys. Don't worry, we're not going off track with our entries here. There's a new lower low right here. As you can see, the range is really tight now. So with the range this tight, I'd be very careful about taking any other entries, because it's just going sideways right here in between this area of manipulation. So just be careful and be smart with your entries. If there's an entry that you're looking at and you're kind of concerned about whether you want to take it or not, just pop into the chat and I'll give you analysis on it. But right now, it's just ranging within this area. You guys can see here in the clean chart, it's a lot easier to see. Price has not left this area in a while now. It's just been sitting here for like probably 10, 20 minutes. Almost 30 minutes now. So just be careful. You don't want to be trading in a little funk like this, or it's just going back and forth. You want to wait for price to break outside of it and continue. Break outside, continue. Break outside, continue, right? That's basically what you're looking for. All right, so let me take the individual profit screenshot of my profits real quick. And the slippage is crazy on that trade. Let me check my other MFF, my other FTMO. Looks like it spiked to my TP and then it just pulled super hard. Man, this market is just all over the place, guys. A lot of slippage on my second trade. I'll show you guys real quick. On my second account, actually. All right, so I guess I can't blame MFF too much. And my FTMO gave me a lot of slippage too. They only gave me 1,200. Should have made 2,000 on that trade. But still, it's the principle. But you'll see here, MFF gave me $200. It was supposed to give me 1,000 on that trade. Give me 280. It's crazy. All right. So no entries here. I'm going to move the lower low a little bit lower. I'm going to go ahead and just post this up real quick. All right. So this range over here got adjusted. Gonna move it down a little bit. It pretty much just went back to where it was earlier. As you can see, the lower low is down here. So it pretty much, it's still pretty tight though. It's not necessarily, doesn't make a huge difference. It's still within that area of manipulation down the middle. Adjust that real quick. Right there. So as you guys can see, it doesn't really make a difference. It's still within that same area right here. The range just got pushed out a little further, but it's like literally in the same area. So if we get a high level momentum scalp, I'm probably not going to take the one that comes up here if it comes up. This candle right here is breaking, closing past pivots 1 and 2. We have a lower low right here. But we need that buy signal. If we don't get that buy signal, there's not going to be an entry here for a high level momentum scalp. Even if we do get it, I don't think I would take it because this candle here is so choppy. It's not really strong. It's not like pushing up and holding at all. You can see whenever this candle touches any of these horizontal lines, the pink line, see how it has a big wick? It's going to touch this purple line. It's probably going to wick off. If it goes up to this blue line, it's probably going to wick off as well. So you guys can see right here, it's having a lot of trouble getting past these horizontal lines. Pink line, which is news price, and purple line, which is the session. This would be the Asia high from yesterday. And again, right there, problem getting past it. So just be careful, guys. Right now is not really a good time to enter any unnecessary trades. If you see something that looks good, then great, take it. Right now, all these entries that I'm identifying, they don't look very good. They're pretty messy at the moment. Anyways, here's the profits on my account. So here's my main account. You guys can see the green strip. This is my main account that I'm trading on. Here's my FTMO locked in 1,860 off that trade. Total profit of 3,880. Here is my FTMO number 2. I locked in 1,260. It was supposed to be 2,000. Lots of slippage right there. Total profit of 3,180. Here is my MFF. I was supposed to lock in 1,000 on that trade. A ton of slippage right here. Only locked in 280. This is the norm for MFF now. I don't know what's going on, but the slippage on MFF is just, it's crazy. I'm like not even getting like even half the profit that I'm supposed to. Only locked in 940 right now. This should have been 2,000. Same on my second account, 940. And then my third account over here, same thing, 940. So yeah, back to what I was saying with funding companies, guys, do your FTMO first. Do your FTMO. Once you max out on that, then do something else. But you guys can see the difference here. It's a big difference between MFF and FTMO. I wouldn't cheap out on going for MFF just because it's a couple $100 cheaper. Because you can see over here, I'm pretty much losing out on a lot of profit because that $100 could have been, it could have been, way more profit here as well. So yeah, it's just, this market is, it happens. So like, you can't do anything about it. Like whatever your broker is able to provide you with spreads and execution, that's just what you got to deal with. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend you guys cheap out on a cheaper funding company or broker just because it's like a couple $100 cheaper or a couple, $10 cheaper or whatever, because you're gonna feel the difference if you have both of the accounts. And I've been feeling it for like the past 6 months now. It's been like this for a long time. Anyways, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, FFS and slippage is gross there. I know it's horrible. Like it would be okay if it was half. Like if I was making 660, if I made like 600 here or like 500, okay, give me half. But 280, that's a big difference. I was supposed to be making 1,000, and I got the full TP because I got the green strip right there. So obviously it hit full TP. It's all good though. It is what it is. Let's see, we got some more profits over here real quick. Let me see what else I'm missing. Some more profits over here from Maria. So we got Maria over here, total profit of 25 for the day. Nice work, Maria. I know Maria's trying to claw her way up to this account, and she's making her way up pretty solidly. So like, here's Maria's situation. I just want to give you guys a heads up. Like Maria over here, she's in profit, but she has 6 days until the account is over, right? So what I told her, my advice to her was to just either trade small lot sizes or switch to a trial or demo account. And then just get the free retry. But you should still be trading. Just because you're waiting for a free retry doesn't mean that you should stop trading. Because if you stop trading, your consistency is just going to fall off. So Maria over here, she took smaller trades, full TPs. Her confidence is still up, so that when she does get that free retry, she'll be able to just keep trading. Because if you stop trading and you come back like in a week, you're not going to feel confident. You're not going to take these trades like you should be. So nice work, Maria. Even though it's small profit, you're still doing good. You're still being consistent. And you're going to get that free retry in the next couple of days. So nice work right there, Maria. Here are my profits. Here is Rick. Rick said 4 trades with 2 lots each, total profit of 407 for the day. Nice work, Rick. Yeah, Rick's using a futures broker, so his lot size is a little different compared to ours. Here's Maddie over here, total profit of 1,110. And yeah, so Maddie said done for the day. He's up 4,500 for the week. So yeah, up 4,500 for the week right here. Nice work, Maddie. Here is Shannon. She said started rough, touch screen issues on TradingView, and now she is up 300 for the day. Nice work, Shannon. Yeah, so Shannon made 300 for the day right there. We have Barty over here, took another trade. Looks like he took the V1 with us, total profit of 775 for the day. Nice work, Barty. Yeah, he said close his terminal after this. Smart decision. Yeah, if you guys are not willing to risk any losses today, I would just shut down your terminal. I would turn off MT4 or just switch to a trial account or a demo account if you want to keep trading. The market right now is not moving very smooth at all. So I would just be very careful if you guys are looking to take any type of trade here. This area here is not a good area to trade in. I would wait for price to push out of this area. So if you want to look for entries, wait for price to push out of here or below here. Because this area where it's currently at, it's been in this area for over like 30 minutes, almost 40 minutes now. So you can't see it as well on that chart, but here on the clean chart, you can see that price has just been sitting in this area, this little pouch, for like an hour now. It's not a good area to trade in. You're going to get caught in fake outs, reversals. It's just going to keep pulling back into this area. Like if you see price pushing up, you're going to take a buy, and then it's going to push right back down. Or if price pushes down and you take a sell, it's going to push right back up. So not exactly the best area to be taking trades. I'm going to give you guys whatever I see in the market. That's kind of what I see right now. I'm still looking for entries, but just not at this moment, because there's nothing here at the moment for us to really take anything off of. I know there's some V1s that might be coming up, but it's not a good area to take it in. All right, here's Vincent. He said he took the V1 for a small push, didn't like the consolidation, pulled out. Total profit of 870 for the day. Nice work, Vincent. Yeah, if you guys don't feel comfortable about a position, just pull out for profit. It doesn't hurt to pull out for partial profit as long as your trade psychology is there. Because the last thing you want to do is take a trade, lose it, and then your trade psychology is all messed up for the rest of the day or for the rest of the week in some instances. All right, let me just copy these over real quick. Solid. Copies over to our profits for the day. So we had a lot of profits for today, guys. If you guys have profits to post up, feel free to send them in. These are all the profits from this morning. So about like 30 people posted profits for the day. Great work, guys. And the market's still going. So it's only 7:13 right now, guys. We have a lot of time. So don't worry, we're not going to cut it out too early. We're going to make sure that price gets out of its range. And then once it gets out of its range, we can start looking for entries. So you can see it better here on the green chart. It's just not a good area to trade in. You guys can see whenever price gets near these areas, it just gets manipulated, right? So generally, you want to wait for price to push out and then stay out of this area, or then vice versa to the bottom, same thing, push out and stay below this area. That's the main thing to look out for. Right now, this area in the middle, it's a no-go. So just gotta wait a little bit. Yeah, Hussein said also price is a bit choppy, as you explained yesterday, to avoid high-low momentum and choppiness. Yes, exactly, Hussein. So another reason to avoid the high-low momentum scalps is when price is not really moving directional. The high-low momentum scalp is a directional strategy. So, the way that it works, Hussein, is you push up. It's like this type of move here. Price pushes up, comes down. This is where the lower low would be. This is where the momentum would be. And that's where you would take your entry. So that's why this strategy makes sense, because you're looking for something like this. Lower low, momentum, breaking close past pivots, and then shoot up. If price is going sideways like this, there's no direction like this, right? So you're definitely catching on, Hussein. So it's good. It's good that you're starting to understand this stuff, because the concepts are going to make more sense the more and more that you understand my explanation. Let's see. Glenn said, assuming we have a bullish bias, is a 646 considered a V2 variation entry? Let me check for you real quick. Glenn, 646. This right here does not look like, let me check the time again. No. So a V2 variation would have to be, the low would have to be a red candle. Lows are a green candle right here. Glenn. It has to be a low with a red candle followed by a green candle. That's strong. So this right here is not a V2 variation. The low is a green candle right here. If you're looking for a sell, then the high would have to be a green candle. So yeah, this right here would be a V2 variation. This one at 702. So see how the low right here is a red candle and the green candle right after it is a strong green candle? This would be a V2 variation. And you can see right there, it went straight to full TP. Yeah, so that's a V2. Low with the red, followed by a green candle, strong green candle, V2 variation, full TP. Yeah, they're just small little variations. That's why they're called variation V1, V2, V3. They're the same strategies, just the variation is slightly different. the reversal pattern. There's a lot of different reversal patterns out there, but from my experience, those reversal patterns from the V1, V2, V3, those are the most accurate. V3 is not as accurate because it's a very simple pattern, but V1 and V2 are usually on point. All right, price is still within this range. Let's hope that it gets out of this range before 8 o'clock. If not, we're not forcing anything here. Just gonna try to see if we can catch something else, but it's all good. It's only Wednesday, guys, so just keep that in mind. It's only Wednesday. We have Thursday, Friday left, so looks like everyone here pretty much caught the liquidity push. So for the most part, people are doing pretty great profit-wise. Yeah, Vince said that there was a high-low momentum scalp right here. Or sorry, a high-low momentum right there. Looks like it did hit full TP. That's the one that came up right there. It took a while for it to hit, but eventually it did hit right there. For the high-low momentum scalp. There was a lower low right there, but again, not one that we would take because price was consolidating and ranging right here. But there was a lower low. Buy signal, price continues to consolidate, but eventually it came up and hit TP. Not one I would take, but it is an entry if you were just applying it as a strategy presents itself here. See, question from Charles. Charles is asking, hi, Sean, just want to ask something. I'm up 5% on my challenge, will end in 6 days. Should I ask for a repeat or 14 days extra? I would just go for 14 days extra. Because like if you do a repeat, it's going to send you back to 0. But if you do a extension, then you can pass. I think you could do an extension if you're still in profit. They'll just give you a free retry. They're not going to. So you get both opportunities. You get the extension plus if you don't make it past that, then you still get the retry. So I would just do the extension. I think you have to be up a little more though, right? I think it's 6%. So if you have like one more win, they'll probably give you the extension. But if you don't, they're probably going to give you a free retry. Because if you do a free retry, you have to make back that 5%, right? It's going to be such a hassle because you're already up 5%. You just need a couple more trades and then you pass. So I think you'd be better off just doing the extension. And then if need be, then they'll either give you a second extension or they're just going to give you a free retry. But the extension, I'd take that any day because it's just you're basically halfway there. Yeah, Maddie said 14 days extra. You should have no problem getting 14, 5% in 14 days. That's like 2 trades. Like you're taking the high level moment. If you're taking the liquidity push with this, that's like 2 or 3 trades. Yeah, no problems, Charles. Barty said, Sean, imagine people trading on the 5-minute. Just have a look. Let's take a look real quick. Let's go to the 5-minute. Oh man, what a mess. Yeah, so this is why I don't really like trading on the 5-minute. See, like we have a lot of noise on the 1-minute, but the noise on the 5 is even worse. See how this is like, imagine if you're trading here and you're taking a buy or a sell, it's just, you're gonna get stopped out in both directions either way. Like you take a sell right here, stopped out. You take a buy right here, stopped out. It's just not this market, you guys can see it's not a good market. You can't see it as clearly here on the 1-minute because it looks kind of cleaner and nicer. But if you go to the 5-minute, you're like, damn, if you're trading on the 5-minute, like majority of scalpers out there, they're getting wiped out because this range is not a tight range, right? The 700 pip range. So depending on where their stop loss is, they're probably getting stopped out every single time they enter a trade. The wicks are crazy. So, some people always like say that the 1-minute's crazy. I think the 5-minute's crazy right now, but it's all good. I mean, we'll just have to play by ear. That's an even better illustration to just sit out of the market because there's no movement right here. At least on the 1-minute here, you can see the movements in between, like, the bounces. But on that 5, it's like, it's so messy. If you took any trade there, you'd be stuck. All right, so since we're not doing anything right now, guys, let's go ahead and identify the overall bias. Today's overall bias. So first, we'll look at retail sentiment. Next, we'll look at fundamentals. Bias. Short-term technical bias, long-term technical bias. So again, guys, I'm going to try to do this every day just so that you guys have an idea. I know a lot of you guys have a problem identifying what the bias is. So let's take a look at retail sentiment first. Retail sentiment over here is currently 51% short. This indicates that 51% of retail traders are currently selling right now. This is not a good look. Typically, you need it to be about 60 to 65% or more. That's going to indicate that, you know, there's heavy sellers or heavy buyers. Right now, it's right down the middle. So there's not really much of a bias. We're just going to put neutral for retail sentiment. Let's go over to fundamental bias. Looking at this over here, in order for it to be bullish or bearish, we need this to be either above 100 points or below 100 points, and needs to be consistently at those points. So right here, it's currently plus 36. It's pretty much neutral at the moment. It's bullish, but it's for the most part neutral. So we're just going to put neutral there. We'll go over here and take a look at the short-term bias, short-term technical bias. For me, I use the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute time frames. As you guys can see here, it's pretty much, I mean, the 1 minute is bearish. You can see prices below the pivots, or it's neutral, or it's like in between. The trend meter down below is red, and the pivots are just sideways. The 5 minute over here is sideways as well. The trend meter is green, but price is in between the pivots, so it's technically neutral. And the 10 minute over here is somewhat bullish, but it is also neutral. So short-term bias over here is considered neutral in my perspective. Lastly, looking at the long-term technical bias, we're looking at the same thing, but on the higher time frames. You can see over here on the 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour time frames, price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green, trend meter is blue over here. It's really close to the middle, but it's still bullish. And the 4 hour over here is also bullish as well. So with that said, we're going to say that the long-term bias is bullish, or bullish neutral. So as you guys can see here, there's not really much of a bias, right? And this is what makes it difficult, because you typically want to bias when you guys are trading. Right now, retail sentiment's neutral, fundamentals are neutral, short-term technical is neutral, and long-term technical is bullish neutral. So with that said, price may just continue going sideways for the remainder of our live session. And you guys can see where price is having trouble getting past. See the blue line right there? That's New York open price. Every time price gets near this area, it fakes out and comes right back down, especially right here. Faked out, came back up for retest, test, drop, test, fake out, drop, fake out, drop, test, drop. It just doesn't have any push to get past its opening price right here. So just want to be careful with your entries here. Don't take anything dumb. This would be the worst time to take a dumb trade, because if you take a dumb trade right now, you're gonna be so mad at yourself, because you've already been warned like countless times that there's no entries here to take, and the market is just not looking good here at all. I could predict people are trying to take sells right here when price bounces off, you know, the opening price here, but I wouldn't bet on it, because as soon as you take that trade, I'm sure price will blast right through. So just be careful, guys. It's okay to take trades, but only if your analysis lines up with what the market's giving you. Right now, the market's not lining up with any of my analysis, so I'm not looking to force anything here at the moment. And then we have news coming up right here in about 5 minutes. Thanks, Maddie, for the heads up. Nice. So Barty said he locked in a total profit of 700 points. Awesome. Nice work, Barty. Let's see. Hussein is asking, Sean, despite being bullish bias, you took liquidity on the short side. Does it matter for liquidity push? No, it's the same analysis, or the same answer I gave yesterday, Hussein. You asked this question yesterday too. It's just it's liquidity doesn't matter as much, but obviously and I explained this during the liquidity push. So if you saw, I don't have it up on my chart anymore, but I explained it when it happened. Maybe after the session, Hussein, go back and rewatch the session, like from that time, because I gave like a pretty detailed explanation why I took the sell and why I only took it for 100 pips. So I don't know if you were on here or if you just weren't like paying attention to it, but we took the sell and I only took it for 100 pips because I knew that the bias was bullish. So that kind of answers your question right there, right? Bullish, the bias was bullish, but I took the sell for only 100 pips. If the bias was bearish, I would have taken it for the full 300. And then price came back up to the bullish liquidity and that went to full TP for 300 pips, right? So if we got that initially, that's what I would have taken for the full move. So bias does matter. Because if it didn't matter, I would have taken the bottom for 300 pips. I mean, it's just up to your preference. Like like I was mentioning before, who's saying try not to overcomplicate it. I feel like you're trying to learn a lot of things at once, and it's just going to be like information overload for you. And I don't want you to get confused. So don't try to just listen to my analysis. So what I would recommend, Hussein, is go back to the live session like every day during liquidity push and listen to my analysis because I explain exactly like how the bias plays in, if I'm taking a trade in a certain direction, if I'm more leaning towards a buy or a sell, and if I do take a trade in the opposite direction, if I'm only taking it for a partial move. Instead of a 300, I go for the 100, and that's exactly what I did for today. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a screenshot here, but the only way for you to really go back and review it is to go back and review the live session. So maybe after this, this live session, you can go back and just rewatch it because I had everything marked up. I would like to show you, but I don't have the markups on my chart anymore. Right here. Yeah, because we had lines right here and we had lines up here for the top and bottom liquidity. Barty said we have liquidity above Sean, have a check. Let me see. Liquidity is pretty far up. The one up top right now, it's about 1,000 pips away. So it's a bit of a distance. I don't think this will get hit within the next 30 minutes. There is news coming up in 2 minutes, so maybe it'll push it up a little bit, but I think it's a little too far before it can reach that point. So we'll see. Yeah, liquidity's up there. It's about 1,000 pips away. And I think from the bottom, it's about the same distance. Yeah, it's about 1,000 pips in both directions for liquidity. Let me check. So I don't know which level is this down here. I didn't put a label on it, but the top level right here is a 30-minute liquidity. So it could be a good could be a good liquidity if it does hit that point. All right, we still have no bias right now. We have news coming up in about 10 seconds. About to be 7:30. Let's see, Satyam said, I got 450 pips with 100 lot party. I'd call it a day. Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's pretty good, Satyam. If you're satisfied with your profits, I would just wrap it up. I'm still looking for entries here, but if I don't see anything good, I'm gonna wrap it up as well. So we'll keep looking for entries here, but again, as I mentioned, guys, there's nothing for us to take at the moment. There goes a news candle right there. I'm not expecting too much of a move. It's oil news, low impact, but still relevant. All right, so here's the good thing. We're finally outside of the range. That's the good thing here. We're finally outside of the range that we drew earlier today. But the thing is, there's another. It's pretty much lining up with the previous level right here. See this higher high? This new higher high is pretty much just creating a new range. It's the same range. It's just farther down. So you guys can see this level right here. It's pretty much back to where it was earlier. Earlier, we had this big range right here, and now we have the same range just later in time. Possibly a double top. All right. So I wouldn't take this as a double top, guys. I think this might be a trap. You guys can see there's a double top here, but this double top is so obvious that I feel like a lot of people might be looking at it right now. So price might come down a little bit, fake out, and come right back up. You guys can see right here, it's a lot of unusual price movement right here. Typically, price will do one of two things. It'll either establish a double top and it'll come down, or it'll come down, fake out, and shoot right back up. And that's kind of what I see happening. I forgot what CC used to call today, Wacky Wednesday. Yeah, the market is moving pretty wacky today. Trap Tuesday, Wacky Wednesday. Looks like it's living up to its name today. It's not really doing too much. A lot of back and forth movement. We'll see if it bounces back up. All right, back to the bias. Let's take a look at the bias again. Fundamentals are starting to get more bullish. So they're up 85 points. They're not very strong, but they are holding up a little bit. We'll just keep it at bullish neutral right now. Yeah, this market is it's just not giving us what we need. All right, price is coming back down right here. This may be a possible high level momentum scalp, but again, price is pulling back into this range that we drew up earlier. And I would just be careful because, as I mentioned earlier, this fake out might play out right here. Plus, the bias is bullish, so I don't know if I'd want to take that anyways. We have this pending sell signal right here. Yeah, Barty said even VIX used to negative correlate, but VIX is moving up with US30, so gotta stay away. Yeah, it's kind of tricky, Barty, with how it's with the direction. All right, so this candle right here broke and closed past the pivots, guys, with no sell signal. So there's no high level momentum scalp here. This trade's already been invalidated. This market's getting me sleepy. I was like wide awake like 30 minutes ago when we were taking the liquidity push. Now I'm like falling asleep. All right, we'll keep looking, but if we don't find anything here like in the next 10-15 minutes, then we're just gonna wrap it up. Last thing I want for you guys to do is make a bunch of profit with me during those liquidity pushes and then lose them taking a risky trade later in the session. Yes, I hear said Sean Yon, I'm done. Yeah, probably best. Hussein said, so now wait for a lower low for a long setup. We can't wait for a long setup because there's no sell signal yet, Hussein. So even if we got a lower low, it would be impossible for us to get a long setup because there's no buy signal. Until we get a sell signal here, there's not going to be a buy signal. So we can't expect a long setup anytime soon until we get both a sell signal, which is going to present the current direction, and then we get the lower low to establish the bottom, and then we get a buy signal to the upside. So yeah, we're first waiting for a sell signal. That's what we're waiting for. We need the sell signal before we get the lower low. Because if we don't have that, then we can't take the trade at all. Hussein's asking short signal. Yeah, there's no more entry for a sell because the candle already broke and closed past it. So we have the higher high here, price broke and closed below with this candle right here. No sell signal, so there's no entry for a sell. But we can't look for a buy position until we get a sell signal because we can't get a buy signal until we have that. The signals go opposite. So like we have a buy signal, sell signal, buy signal. Next signal is going to have to be a buy, a sell before we can look for the buy. Yeah, exactly. You're saying because the pivots had already price had already crossed the pivots. All right, let me check the news real quick. I just want to see if there's anything here that could be relevant to us. I don't think there's really much here. All right, so news over here from Treasury Secretary Yellen. Let's see what it says. All right, Treasury Secretary Yellen says she wouldn't be surprised to see more bank consolidation. It's likely for some smaller banks to consolidate. Yellen expects there to be issues in the commercial real estate sector given the changing approach to work. Yeah, I mean, that was already a given. Like, if you guys have noticed, like in a lot of metropolitan cities, a lot of the commercial buildings, they're like less than 60% occupancy. So they've been like that since COVID. You know, a lot of people they don't want to go back to work. Everyone just wants to work remote, which makes sense. I mean, she's saying stuff that we already know, so nothing new there. The fundamentals are back to neutral. As you can see over here, it's swinging right back. I'm gonna go and just take this bullish off, leave it at neutral. Yeah, we're probably not going to hit liquidity today, guys, or these next levels of liquidity. The bottom liquidity is too far, top liquidity is too far. Definitely do not expect this to hit any of those levels anytime soon. I'm just not seeing anything on the chart right now. Yeah, I'm really not. Let me just clean this up a little bit. Keep this chart as clean as possible. All right, so look where price is rejecting off, the blue line. Same thing that was happening here. It's just going to keep rejecting off. It'll reject either the top or the bottom. So if you ever see an overextension, like for example, you see price push away really far, if it comes back down, target price point is going to be opening price. Again, right here, price dropped below, came back up, retraced to opening price. Price pushed up, reject off here, came back down, back to opening price. So opening price is always going to be the catalyst for return if price does push away. You know, price is just in a big range. It's pretty much been ranging for like the entire session. So this right here is 6:30. This right here is 8 o'clock. So it's been ranging for about an hour and a half. Glenn's asking, would you recommend trading NQ, Sean? Does it move like YM? I mean, it's an indice, but it doesn't move like YM. It's totally different. So NASDAQ is a top 100 tech stocks. Tech stocks are way different compared to YM. YM it's a compilation of like the 30 top stocks in the US. NASDAQ 100, which is NQ, that's the top 100 tech stocks. So if the tech sector is not doing good, they're all going to go down. If the tech sector is doing good, it's going to go up. With US30, it's like some things could go up, like tech could be good, and then healthcare could be bad, right? And it'll be in the middle, it'll just be going sideways. Or everything could be good, and everything will just keep going up. So it's totally different. Like you can't really compare the two. I mean, they're both indices and they're both volatile. They're just not as volatile. You know, if you think about it, like the weight of 30 stocks versus 100, if one stock in the 30 stocks moves, it's going to move price up and down. So the volatility would be very high. You're comparing it to like 100 stocks, like a basket of 100 stocks. If one stock moves for NASDAQ 100, it's not going to move as quickly. It's going to move, but it's not going to have any big pushes like it does here for US30. Yeah, exactly. I agree with Barty. Barty said NQ is not volatile like YM. It's volatile. It's just not as crazy. All right, Maddie, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Maddie is signing off for the day. Looks like he's had it with this ranging market. So it's all good. If you guys are happy with your profits, I would just call it a day. Maddie's cool with his profits for the day. He locked in. Yeah, Maddie's up 4,500 for the week across 2 accounts. So he's good. He doesn't want to risk anything. He's going to wrap it up. So, all right, Maddie, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Let's see. Patrick over here said, don't like the way the market is moving. Going to wrap it up. Patrick over here as well. He is currently at 1,286 for the day. All wins. Yeah, I do the same thing. So nice work, Patrick. He's up 1,286 for the day. We got Andy over here, total profit of 835 for the day. Nice wins on both of these trades. Looks like you took the initial trade right here, liquidity to the bottom, and then you took the liquidity back to the top too. So nice work right there, Andy. Solid profits. All right, so we're getting close to the end of the session, guys. I typically don't answer questions during these live sessions anymore, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We have about 15 minutes till 8. I'll just answer whatever questions you guys have now. We'll try to analyze for something. If we don't see anything soon, which we probably won't, I'll just be wrapping this up early today. Last thing I want for you guys to do is FOMO into a trade or just, take a dumb trade. You guys know how it works. Like if you guys are too tempted to take something or just too anxious to take a trade, you're going to take a dumb trade and you're going to lose. And then you're going to be super upset because you could have just avoided it. So yeah, if there's any questions, guys, put your questions in the chat. And if not, let's wrap it up. I think we did pretty good for the day. If you guys have more profit to post up, feel free to send them in. But everybody did pretty good. Andy locked in 835, Patrick locked in 1,200. I locked in about 6,070, about like 9,000 across all my accounts right here. So I'm good for the day. Let me add this up real quick. I'm just curious how much I locked in for the day with just 2 trades. So 3,880, 3,180, 940, 940, 940. I'm up 9,800 for the day for just 2 trades. I'm good, right? I'm not going to risk this to take one dumb trade that can pretty much throw away all my profits. So let's see, we got Vincent over here, 870, Barty, 877 or 775. Shannon, she's up 300 for the day. We got Rick up 400 for the day. Maria up 25. Natasha up to 227. Chow up 4,100. Chow again 2,000. So you guys did pretty good. If you guys have more profits, just send them in. I'll showcase you guys on the recording later today when I post up profits if you guys want me to. But other than that, let's see. Barty said, have a good day, Sean. Thank you for the liquidity push. My trading has changed so much after seeing you. No, definitely, Barty. I'm glad that you found me. And again, guys, if you guys are new here and you guys want to learn the strategy, just go on the website. Go to kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access, and then you could have access to the trading course where I explain all my strategies. Also, if you guys are on the YouTube, if you guys can do me a favor and just like the stream, this will help other people find our channel. I'm not out there like advertising, trying to find like random people to join the channel, but there's probably someone out there that needs help trading it just like you did when you guys started. So I'm here to help out whoever needs help. If anybody wants help, whether you're in the premium or whether you're in the public group, I'm here to help you guys out. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. You guys can email me, Sean@kodikaitrades.com. Or if you guys want to message me on Telegram, it's probably a faster way to get in touch with me. So I'm typically on here all day. So, all right, guys, let's wrap this up. Yeah, CJ said, we're still doing good overall, even with the market extremely sucking. Yeah, we're doing pretty good so far. No losses this week, consistent wins, even if they're partial. And we're doing pretty solid, even with this, choppy market that it's been going this way for the past 3 days. So, all right, guys, other than that, be safe. You guys don't need to trade anything. I would just sit out the market. We'll come back tomorrow, run it back again, do the same thing, liquidity push, and then call it a day until we get to the end of the week. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys here to